They say that the sun. They say that the sun is rising now. Actually, that's not what I was going to say, but I completely accidentally started this video in the wrong way. They say that the sun. Oh, I did it again. They say that it's always darkest before the dawn. There is something really powerful about those last moments of darkness and that coldness of a night. And you know this if you've ever stayed up all night long and you've gotten to that really cold point. And I think that the reason that they say this is because there's times in our human history when you have to keep traveling on, keep moving on, and the sun and the light is your ally. You know, it helps keep you moving and it helps keep you strong. But sometimes you can't just move in the sunlight, you have to move at night as well. You have to keep traveling even though the dark night is cold, terrifying. You might not have light, you might not have warm clothes, but the only way that you can stay warm until the sun comes again is to keep on moving forward. And the same thing is our life, you know, the same thing goes in our life. So when we get to those dark places, we know that soon the sun is going to come back again. And it's going to brighten up our day, and we're going to be sitting in a sunny pasture in the warmth, lying there bathing like a lizard, eating fresh fruit and fresh berries. And there's not a problem or trouble in the world. And then it can change again, you know? And it will get dark. I mean, the real message, though, is that despite your circumstances, despite what's happening ever, obviously I'm living in some pretty splendid circumstances right now, you have to just keep moving on. You have to sail to that distant shore. You have to do things that you've never done before, because that's the guiding principle of our species that got us here, you know? Like, if we had continued to stay members of the status quo and not pushing or striving ourselves to greater things, we would forever have remained the same. If we hadn't pushed through the darkness, if we had just retreated and cowered and succumbed to death, we wouldn't even be here now, kind of thing. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I think it's cool. And if you've been there to see the first ray of sun shine over the fields, the mountaintop, through the forest, you know that powerful moment when the sun hits your skin and the warmth comes back into your bones in a way that you may have never experienced before, because you've never been on trials like that before, you know, because most of us were really lucky in the fact that we live a not a stress-free, but in terms of pressing stress that's life-threatening, most of us get to say yes, we don't have to fear that on a daily basis. But our ancestors weren't like that, you know. They had to keep moving on, they had to keep going, they had to keep striving, they had to keep taking the steps forward. And we do too, and we do in a different way, because we all have that compulsion. We know that we can't quit, we know that we need to. There's this burning fire inside of you, you know, and it's up for all of us to continue to carry that torch, that light, keep that fire alive. There are people who want to quench your flame, but don't let them, because there's always that guiding pilot light inside you, and that pilot light can turn into an inferno when you need it to. or it can stay as a steady blaze, which is a little more sustainable. But as long as that fire keeps burning, you're still moving towards your goals. You're still striving for what you believe in and striving for what you feel that you need to achieve. Even though once you achieve it, you might realize, oh, I was fucking wrong about that. You know? You just have to use the signpost that you have inside you that's pointed in the way. It's really hard, though. But at the same time, it's super simple. Because that voice is always there. And it says, I know what to do. I know what to do for you. I know what to do. Just keep going this way. Just keep making the funny, funny face. Make the funny, funny face and the funny, funny voice. And so on. Or whatever your voice might say, in whatever accent they might say it in. But that's just a long, rambling way to say that do not fear. Let your light shine. Know there's a fire inside you and it's burning hot and free. And keep on pushing out. And also, don't be afraid to sail from that. Sail to that distant shore, from the only shore you've known before,